Thank you once again for joining me. My name is Billy Keels. I'm the founder and CEO of Keep On Cashflow. And in a previous video, I talked to you about the different ways that you can make returns in real estate. And so what I like to do over the next couple of videos is actually break down exactly how, some of the different ways that you can make returns in real estate. And I'd like to start piece by piece. So in this video, what we're going to do is first start talking about the area of appreciation. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to use an example. I think you know already that I love multifamily. So, I'm going to use an example from multifamily, which is where we focus on here at Keep On. And hopefully over the next couple of videos, it will be even clearer for you how you can make returns by investing in real estate. So let's get started. First of all, we're talking about appreciation. This is the first area. And if you'll remember from the previous video, there are 5 different areas or 5 different types of appreciation that we can look at as it relates to investing in real estate. We talked about found appreciation. We talked about forced appreciation. We talked about phased appreciation. We talked about passive, and we talked about inflated. So before I talk about these in this specific example, what I do want to give you is just some of the different, let's talk about this specific multifamily building that we're going to use over the next couple examples. So this multifamily building, we're going to say that the purchase price of this building is $1 million. On this $1 million, we're going to say that we are going to actually use the down payment is going to be $300,000, which means we're going to go out and we're going to get a loan from the bank in the amount of, you've guessed it, $700,000. So in this specific $1 million building that we're going to purchase, that we've put $300,000 down on, and we've come up with a loan for $700,000. Let's look exactly in terms of appreciation in this example. Once again, and we'll just review this. We talk about found appreciation. This talks about what we've been able to do to negotiate very, very well. Let's say in this specific example, we didn't negotiate very well at all, that we played what was being asked. So let's say that we didn't find any return in that space. We're going to now move to the forced appreciation. So when we're looking at doing a forced appreciation play, once again creating it over time, we're going to say that in this specific example that everything we bought, the building, this $1 million building was already brand new. It was, or the state was fine. So there weren't any areas for us to improve that way. So because we're already purchasing something that was already well done. And then lastly, let's say a phased, we were going to change the use. We decided we weren't going to change any of the apartments. We weren't going to add a laundry service. We weren't going to add anything new because maybe the zoning wasn't appropriate for this specific property. So also in this specific area, from appreciation, we didn't create another return there. And as I mentioned to you in the previous videos, in terms of passive appreciation, just hoping that when we buy it, that later on somebody's going to want to pay more for it. Well, I don't ever want to count on that for my capital or your capital. And the same thing with inflated. I never know how much more any of the Fed or the European central banks, how much money they are going to be creating and putting in the system. So because of that, I never count on either of these two. But let's say in this specific example that, we didn't create any additional returns in terms of appreciation. So if we look at this specific area, the return is going to be at 0% in this specific area. So once again, as a cash flow investor, looking at making a property a purchase, or looking at being able to improve, helping that over time what we pay for it will improve. In this specific example, we're going to say that this $1 million building, we buy it for what it is. We're not able to negotiate well, and we also are not going to do any change of use. So in this first area where we can create returns, let's just say that, we're getting started in an area that is going to be really focused on other spaces. So this is just the start. Once again, this is the appreciation area of where we can make returns or create returns. And let's just see what happens after the next couple of areas. So if you've liked what you've seen here in the video, feel free to go ahead and click the link, and we'll be finding out more in the next video. This is Billy Keels, founder and CEO of Keep On Cashflow. As always, hasta la próxima.